Sports, where athletes bring us career-defining moments.
The Miami Heat, they've done it. They win their first championship in franchise history.
Tomlinson off the left side. Tomlinson sidesteps. Hello, history books.
Dynasties being created and destroyed.
Pass is intercepted at the goal line by Malcolm Butler. Unreal.
And of course, the unthinkable.
This is caught. Diggs. Sideline. Touchdown. Unbelievable. Vikings.
And me? Well, I'm here to give you the truth. The one aspect that will never lie, the numbers. YouTube! What's going on, man? Back at it again with another video. You know who it is. It's your boy, Numbers Fan Jay. It's Victory Mondays, week 12. Y'all already know what's going on. We got to start off with some analysis from the Thursday night game. Colts at Texans. Texans only had 1 sack in this game. The Colts only had 1 sack in this game. It wasn't a lot of sacking the quarterback, but if you compare quarterbacks, who's more dangerous with the football if you can't get to him? Deshaun Watson or Jacoby Brissett? That's pretty much how this game went. The Texans' deep ball was clicking to Hopkins as well as Fuller. It was hard to stop. It was hard to stop. Will Fuller is a huge part of this offense. He just adds that other dimension, that speedy guy on the outside who can make plays for you. So, the Texans scored 10 unanswered to end this game. T.Y. Hilton had 2 key drops, both on third down, 3rd and 4 both times. You just can't do that. You can't do that, especially in a divisional game this late in the year. You just can't have those mishaps. Deshaun Watson did fumble near the end of this game. They did not call that. It was clearly recovered by the Colts. It's just a missed call. It's huge. You can't miss those calls. That changes that might change the outcome of the game. Like, it's that big. But it is what it is. Didn't get the call. Colts lost that one 17-20. We picked the Colts, so we got that one wrong. On to the early game Sunday, starting with Seahawks at Eagles. Seahawks won this game 17-9. We picked the Seahawks, so we picked right there. Seahawks remain undefeated on the road. The Seahawks won the turnover battle. We talked about them being one of the best teams in the league in turnover differential. They won this 5-2. Rashad Penny had 129 yards rushing and 1 rushing touchdown. Absolutely on the Eagles this day. The final score was 17-9, but really it was 17-3. I don't really count the garbage time touchdown at the end, but it's still the score. It was still within the game. So I guess we'll give them that. We picked the Seahawks, so we got it right. Lions at Redskins. We picked the Lions. They did not pull out the win. Jeff Driscoll played terrible yet again. 1 touchdown, 3 interceptions. They lost this game 16-19 in Washington. Dwayne Haskins had his first game-winning drive featuring an 11-yard rush and a 17-yard pass to his number 1 receiver, Terry McLaurin. Great things that you like to see from rookie quarterback. Finding your targets, your best receivers in the key moments. Great feeling for Dwayne Haskins there, even though the Redskins season is pretty much over. Raiders at Jets. I picked the Raiders, and this was just absolutely never the Raiders game. I thought it wouldn't matter that the Jets had the number 1 rushing defense. It did. It did. Josh Jacobs only ran for 34 yards on 10 rushes. Derek Carr, pedestrian, 15 out of 27, 127 yards, no touchdowns, 1 interception. Sam Darnold, on the other hand, 20 out of 29, 315 yards, 2 touchdowns, no turnovers. Le'Veon had 108 yards from scrimmage. So There are several problems with this game. Several problems with this game. The score was 3-34. Where are the Raiders? Like what? We'll come back to that. We'll come back to that. Panthers at Saints. Christian McCaffrey, 133 total yards from scrimmage, 1 rushing touchdown, 1 passing touchdown. Joey Sly, the kicker for the Panthers, absolutely ruined this game for them. They actually played well. They don't usually play well on the road versus good teams. We mentioned this in the last video. Joey Sly was 2 for 3 on field goals, so that's 3 points left out there, and 1 for 3 on extra points, so that's 2 more points left out there. They lost this game 31-34, leaving 5 points on the board, so they should have won essentially, but he couldn't get it done. He missed a few easy field goals. Well, we think that they're easy. I'm not saying that everybody's kicked the ball before, but field goals you expect him to make, he couldn't make. Dolphins at Browns. Baker Mayfield threw 3 touchdowns, only 1 interception. Nick Chubb, 106 rushing yards, 1 touchdown, 58 receiving yards as well. Jarvis Landry had 10 catches for 148 yards and 2 touchdowns. Great day for the Browns. We picked the Browns, so we got that one right. Steelers at Bengals. We picked the Bengals. We picked them. We picked them to get their first win of the season. They couldn't get it. They were down. The Steelers were down 7-3 in the third quarter until Mason Rudolph was finally benched. I told you guys that Mason Rudolph sucks. He sucks. Duck Hodges came in and threw a 79-yard touchdown pass almost immediately. Game momentum shifting play gave the Steelers the swagger that they needed to be able to finish this game the right way. They won that game 16-10. Giants at Bears. We picked the Bears. We told you that Mitch Trubisky, if there was a team he could beat, it's the Giants. And here we are. It's the same story. Trubisky, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions. Eddie Pinheiro missed another extra point. It's the same story. They only just played the Giants. That's the only difference in this game. There's nothing really spectacular to talk about for the Bears. Nothing new for the Giants. Dropped another game. Broncos at Bills. Josh Allen threw his first interception since week 5. Devin Singletary had 106 rushing yards, and Frank Gore has now moved into the 3rd all-time rushing spot in the NFL history. I think he's going to stay there. Walter Payton and Emmitt Smith are just a little bit too far ahead of him, unless he wants to stay for a couple more years, which I doubt. I think this is going to be his last year. Bills get the win there, 20-3. We got that one right. Buccaneers at Falcons. Matt Ryan had 0 touchdowns in this game, 1 interception. Falcons had 57 rush yards. They haven't been able to run the ball all year long. 25% on 3rd down, so another big problem for them. Falcons lost that game 22-35. We got that one wrong. We thought they'd be able to pull out another dub. Unfortunately not. Jaguars at Titans. Ryan Tannehill, 14 out of 18, 259 yards passing, 2 passing touchdowns, 40 yards rushing, 2 rushing touchdowns as well. Derrick Henry, 159 yards rushing, 2 touchdowns, including a 77-yard touchdown run that gave Jaguars flashbacks. Gave Jaguars flashbacks to the 99-yard run from last year. The Titans handled business there, 42-20 to start the late games. There were only 2 late games. The second late game, Cowboys at Patriots. We talked about this being one of the best games. Patriots won this game. They stayed undefeated at home. They won this game 13-9. The Patriots +1 turnover differential. Even through the rain and the cold and the windy, and they just played better football through all of that. Like, you got to give them some credit for this. Zeke didn't run the ball. They didn't hand it off to Zeke on 3rd and 1. Made in the 4th. They decided to pass it to him and still got the first down. But, of course, we all know the tripping penalty seems to be a phantom call. It happened twice in this game. First time was Tyron Smith was called for it. It was 2nd and 13. 3:01 left in the first quarter. This led to a blocked punt for the Patriots. They ended up scoring a touchdown off of this. The second time they were called for tripping, and we couldn't really see tripping on the replay, was Travis Frederick, their center, was called for it. 3rd and 1 on that same 3rd and 1 play we just talked about. It led to a turnover on downs. Amari Cooper dropped that pass on 4th down. Speaking of Amari Cooper, he had 0 catches, 0 receptions, nothing. He contributed nothing to his team in this game. I know he had Stephon Gilmore on him. Give Stephon Gilmore a lot of credit there, but 0 catches, that doesn't speak elite receiver. It just doesn't. That's not what that says about Amari Cooper. But you know, it's time to flip the M to the dub, baby. We got the 3 dubs for you today. Who, what, and why. Who will stop the 49ers? Their next 5 games at the Ravens, at the Saints, versus the Falcons at home, versus the Rams at home, at Seattle. So they have a pretty tough schedule coming up, a lot of great teams, but the way they played against the Packers is looking more like they're still going to keep winning games. That's just what it's looking like. What happened to the Raiders? I think they got exposed. You stop Josh Jacobs, what do? And that shouldn't be the case. If you have a quarterback like Derek Carr who's proven that he can play well in the NFL, that should never be the case. You should never be one-dimensional. This game showed that they are one-dimensional, and they rely too heavily on Josh Jacobs, a rookie running back, instead of a veteran quarterback to move this offense. As well as the defense being absolutely garbage. Monte, we talked about this. I have not liked what I've seen from the Raiders defense in the past 5 of the past 7 games, excluding the game against Phillip Rivers and the game against, who was that, the Bengals? But it is what it is. They're allowing a lot of points. They allowed Sam Darnold to just throw all over the place. They didn't really stop Le'Veon Bell. He rushing and receiving. He got his plays in. You know, it's not what you expect from a team that's been rolling. You lose to a team that doesn't really have a chance at the playoffs. You don't expect that to be of this magnitude. Now, if it was close, it would be different. But 34-3? That's alarming. That's alarming. But why? Why are kickers not trustworthy now? I think it has a lot to do with the PAT being moved back. A lot of kickers, the first kick of the game, they would come in, it would be a short kick because a lot of the time it would be an extra point. The extra point would be kicked from the 2-yard line. That extra point being moved all the way back to being a real field goal, I think that takes away from the in-game kind of warm-ups for a kicker. But, you know, I've never been a kicker, so I can't really tell you guys a lot about that. But just for the veteran kickers that have been missing, it's a switch of the routine. It's just kind of throwing stuff off. But it is what it is, man. They're just going to have to work through it because everybody needs a kicker in the NFL. Who's going to step up? Thank y'all for watching, man. Leave a like, leave a comment. Don't forget Thursday, you got that double dose. Last division predictions video. It's a lot of shakeups now, man. A lot of shakeups in the last 4 weeks. Be ready, man. Be ready. Gonna start doing these Super Bowl predictions as well. Thank y'all for watching, man. Leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe if you haven't already. Hit that notifications bell. It's your boy Jay. We out of here.